Hey guys.
Hi guys.
Alright, so here we go. The last reveal for ECCC, Emerald City Comic Con. A few things before we get into what they showed for the second reveal. The show is, I think, March 2nd through the 5th, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
We saw some questions there. The only other question we got really was, when will we know, or what's the list, or what stores are these going to be in? Yes, they are going to be shared. The stores we don't know yet. Funko said that list won't be shared with everybody until the week of the con.
So we still have a little ways to go.
Yeah, hang on a little bit. You got about a month.
When we know, you'll know.
Yep. So let's get into the list. Number 1, the Hong Kong Phooey mobile. This is fun. This is cool.
This is really fun.
So Hong Kong Phooey was a show that came out in 1974. It was an animated show like every other show in the 70s for kids.
Animated.
Everything was Hanna-Barbera dominated.
They owned.
They dominated. And that's where this came from. Hong Kong Phooey's kind of a cool character. He's a dog. I think his name was Penrod Pooch, if I'm not mistaken. But he was a dog and he would fight ninja crime, I guess. but he was really clumsy. He was clumsy and he fought crime with his copy of Hong Kong Kung Fu or whatever it was. It's pretty funny, and I think it's cool to see this in like a vehicle form. Now this will be limited to 3,000 pieces, so I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. I can tell you that Hanna-Barbera stuff doesn't seem to sell that well.
I don't know though, when it's that low of a number and it's probably going to only be at the con, I don't foresee this being sold anywhere else.
And keep in mind, the only reason that all this Hanna-Barbera stuff is done is because the CEO of Funko is a huge Hanna-Barbera fan.
Yeah.
So this is kind of his love child.
Plus the design of his car is really fantastic, so I have a feeling people are going to scoop this up.
It's just fun either way.
Yeah. Up next we got to see the Stranger Things 2-pack, the Upside Down Barb and Eleven.
Yeah.
I'm excited for this. If you haven't seen Stranger Things, you are missing out.
You are missing out. You are missing out. No spoilers.
No spoilers. But if you haven't seen it, no spoilers. The Upside Down is a dimension existing parallel to the dimension inhabited by humans.
Yes.
By us. It's colder, darker, foggier, and it's where the monsters live.
Yeah. So it's really cool. It's just like that. You know, they always show you like the Upside Down. Literally, it's a dimension. It's our parallel dimension. However, it's very creepy. If you guys haven't seen it, please go watch it. This is one of those shows where the hype is real.
It is so real and it's so good.
They all look dead and stuff. And ooh, I don't know if that was a spoiler or not. I don't know, was it? Y'all just had to see the show. Up next, we got a couple more Hanna-Barbera things. Now, I do know what this one is. This is cool. Dynomutt and Blue Falcon. Here is an interesting show. I was very surprised to see this. Number 1, limited to 3,000 pieces. Not a lot. I can see people really wanting these.
I definitely can too. It's an interesting show. The characters are a lot of fun, so I think people will really dig this.
So this was also a Saturday morning cartoon in 76, I believe. What was cool about this show, Blue Falcon was literally a ripoff of like the 66 Batman. He was very campy, you know, everything was done by the book, and you know how it was. And the show wasn't that long after that Batman TV series ended, so, you know, everybody kind of had a mold to go by, and you can tell that's definitely what they did here. But more importantly, Dynomutt, where he was the star of the show, Dynomutt was, of course, a dog, but he's a robot dog. He was a clumsy Inspector Gadget meets Scooby-Doo dog.
Right, because his arms and his limbs could all stretch out and everything.
What was really cool about the show is that you know, we say Scooby-Doo, but they actually did incorporate Scooby-Doo into the show a lot. So Scooby-Doo and the gang were actually in the show. As a matter of fact, if you watch the first episode, they were in it. So it's pretty cool. I mean, they're solving crime just like Batman.
I think it's such a fun crossover because Scooby-Doo is very goofy, very kind of, you know, a little silly, and then you have...
So are they.
So are they.
Yeah, so this one I kind of want, actually. I don't really collect Hanna-Barbera, but the show is so fun and just interesting. If you're a Scooby-Doo fan and you're sort of a superhero, campy superhero fan, it's like the perfect mold, I think.
Next up, for the Overwatch fans out there, we're getting an Emerald Farrah.
Yeah.
I'm assuming they chose Emerald Farrah skin because of everything else is green. Yeah.
It's kind of obvious there, right?
Yeah. I like her emerald skin. However, I really like the Native American skin a little bit better. So I'm hoping we get a variety of skins, not only for Farrah, but for other characters. And I hope we expand this line by a lot.
Do you actually have to change the entire sculpt for that Native American skin that they have? I think
would have to.
Because it's a little different. I wish they would do that because it's like my favorite skin. Farrah, I love playing with Farrah. That's my Farrah and Junkrat are my two favorite.
I really like Junkrat, and then I don't really know how to say his name. I just kind of make it up. It's Jaborn
or Treborn or whatever his name.
Something. Yeah. The guy with the turrets.
Yeah. We need to get a Junkrat. We need to get a Treborn or whatever his name is.
All of my people I don't have.
Yeah.
Where are my people? Marvel fans, you were not left out of this reveal. We are getting World War II Captain America from 1941. It's based off of the first movie, the first Avenger, where he's a really scrawny guy, and then he becomes,
Yeah, the first Captain America. It was a great movie. I loved that movie.
This is one of my favorite Marvel movies
I don't know
ever.
if it was as good as Winter Soldier, but, like, I can watch that anytime it comes on television or pop it into the DVD player. It doesn't matter. I really think that was a great movie. One of my favorites.
It was a fantastic movie.
And he was in all different kinds of suits in the movie. Now, in this one, of course, he has his leather jacket on and his hat, his blue hat, and his goggles. This is I want to say this is the star of the show for me.
I think so, too. I think this is the one we're definitely going to have to get.
Yes.
And I think this is going to be your must-have for the whole
This is
thing.
the best Captain America that ever made, in my opinion, without a doubt.
Whoa, that's a big statement.
I really like Captain America. It's just, that's my thing. I love Marvel, Captain America, and Wolverine. Those are my two favorite Marvel guys. Captain America is great, and I love how they took his old shield. That's the first shield from his first comic book, #1, where he's punching Hitler square in the face.
That's right.
And, on or whatever. But so it's really cool to see his old shield and not the regular round one. Nothing wrong with the regular round one. But that old one, that's where it's at, in my opinion. Up next, we got everybody's favorite pickpocketer, Muftok. He's that Arctic tarantula-looking spider.
Creepy-looking guy.
We had that scene, just the insert shot of him drinking. I mean,
it's so random.
I want to say this. Star Wars fans love to have every single character on screen.
Yeah, Star Wars fans are very much completionists.
Star Wars fans are always wanting to collect everything that was on screen. Just like him. I mean, he just took a drink, basically. It was a quick shot of when Obi-Wan and Luke came in. Yeah, it was just no big deal. But he's cool looking. So therefore, very cool. There you go.
I feel like all of the subordinate characters in Star Wars, their designs are just so fantastic that fans are like, we have to have it because they look so cool.
I mean, look at Snaggletooth. To bring things out like this for the special fan, it's a good idea.
For the longtime Funko fans, you are not forgotten as well. You're going to get El Diablo. He originally came out as a Wacky Wobbler in 2004, but now we're getting him as a Funko Pop, and he's limited to 3,000 pieces.
He looks pretty cool, don't you think?
He does look very cool.
Yeah. I mean, if you're not a Funko historian, you're probably not going to care. Or a Wacky Wobbler fan in general. Most of you probably don't even know what a Wacky Wobbler is, because I want to say Funko kind of got their peak last year, really, I feel like.
Yeah.
That's really when you saw the enormous growth. Was last year. So a lot of you probably aren't real familiar with Wacky Wobblers, and Wacky Wobblers look a little different nowadays than they did before. So yeah, I mean, it's just, if you're a Funko historian, if you like Funko the company, and you just want to collect something that, kind of goes back in their new days, or old days, I guess you could say, that's something to get.
They're taking it old school.
Old school. What was interesting about El Diablo, though, he had a couple San Diego Comic-Con exclusives that came out that were limited, that were like 666 pieces.
Oh, that's so scary!
I thought that was interesting. It's just a stupid thing I know from back in the day, but I just thought it was cool. We also got some more Funko historian items, if you will.
Ooh.
T-Bone. Now, T-Bone wasn't a Wacky Wobbler. T-Bone was a Spastic Plastic. Spastic Plastics came out in about 2004, 2005. They were one of Funko's first vinyl figures in a tube. They came in a tube. So I think that's what kind of Funko was like, this is what we're going to go with. And then it kind of failed. And then they decided, let's go with this pop-looking thing. But they put it in a clamshell, this little plastic circle.
Right.
And they were like, maybe not. And then they brought it out into boxes, and then now here we go.
And everybody's like, I gotta have that box.
Yeah, so Spastic Plastic you can still find in small places like Gemini and stuff like that. You can still pick them up. This particular one, this lime green one, came out in 2005. For a Comic-Con, a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. I think it was limited to 48 pieces. However, this one's limited to 3,000 pieces. These are items I'm going to assume that will be on Funko Shop. They're FunkoShop.com.
Probably.
If they do come out, more than likely that's where they'll be.
For the Seattle fans out there, Funko released a Freddy Funko Dorbs, but he's got the Seattle Supersonic basketball team logo. It's kind of like a throwback going on.
I'll pop in here.
Help me out!
Yeah, Seattle Supersonics. You know them, the old school days, man. Sean Kemp, Gary Payton. It was awesome when they were good and they were a team. Now they're, of course, the Oklahoma City Thunder. I know Seattle probably kills themselves to know.
Probably.
They drafted Kevin Durant, and then they went to Oklahoma and had all that success. I personally think if they would have stayed in Seattle, they might have won because it's a bigger city. They would have had, a better team.
They probably would have had a better following, too.
Yeah, so then it went to Oklahoma City, and it's going to have the same thing. We have the problem in Indiana. the Pacers, you know, it's a small market. And they just can't afford players. You got to draft the good players, and then they can't get other players in there. Of course, you know the NBA now. You can just buy off anybody you want. Oh, I want a dream team, so I'm going to grab everybody on the Cavaliers or everybody on the Warriors, and it makes the NBA really boring. Am I right? This has nothing to do with Funko, but. Whew. And to end the reveal too, we got another Spastic Plastic 3-pack in Dorbs this time of Carlos, Dino, and Guapo. I don't know anything about these characters, honestly, but they are a direct copy off of the Spastic Plastic line from Funko. So once again, if you're a Funko historian, or you've been around a long time, or you're a Spastic Plastic collector.
Or if you just like the design of them, why not?
Now, there's only 2,000 pieces in this line, though.
Ooh.
So, I don't know what's going to happen there. I don't know. Dorbs are so strange. Some people absolutely can't stand them. They hate them. I see it in the comments all the time. I hate Dorbs.
Stop with the Dorbs. I've had enough. But then there are people like, I love the Dorbs.
Dorbs are awesome.
It's
It's really, it's a strange. I've never seen anything in the toy community that people literally hate or love, and there's not much in the middle.
There's no middle ground at all.
And I think that's because they're like, I don't care about your stupid Dorbs, I want your pops. And then the pop people that say, well, I have a lot of pops, I'd like to have something different.
Yeah.
It's
That's
funny.
exactly what it is.
Alrighty, so that was the reveal 2. This one I liked a lot. This one, in my opinion anyways, was better than the first reveal, at least the stuff that I want.
Yeah, I like this reveal. I'm excited for the Stranger Things 2-pack.
Yes.
I really, really
We want
want
everything.
that
We're
one.
gonna buy every Stranger Things chases. We pre-ordered 6 of each. We are gonna get a chase. We'll order more if we have to. We're getting everything.
We're probably going to have 1 million copies, but that's okay.
That's all right.
We need that chase.
In the first reveal, though, we want Black Canary and the Green Arrow 2-pack, and then in this one, I'd like to have the Farrah, Dynomutt, and Blue Falcon. I'm definitely gonna try to get, but I don't know if I'm gonna be able to since there's only 3,000 pieces.
Yeah.
But the Captain America is where it's at.
Yeah. I can see this. I can see this being a big reveal for you, but the previous reveal was a bigger deal for me because of the Black Canary and Green Arrow.
The Captain America is going to be surely a big character, so you'd think if it does go to a store, that's going to be like at a GameStop or a Hot Topic or something.
That would be my assumption. My assumption is probably Hot Topic.
Yeah, it's hard to say, although Barnes & Noble got a Captain America. I don't know.
Oh,
this is all hearsay, so who knows? We don't really even talk about it. But anyways, guys, what was your favorite item that they revealed in both Reveal 1 and 2?
Yeah.
What do you got? What are you going for? Who knows, right? Thank you for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye.